All right, finally figured it out. I'm so glad. Another problem that I figured out. It's been a pain in the ass for a lot of people. The short to B plus on your mass airflow sensor. So, okay, so let me outline here. So what happens is you have this connector here. I can get this to work. And that's the connector after it's been disassembled and depinned. When the pins are in here, the spread between these electrical components, or electrical holders, excuse me, are held tight or reinforced, let's say, right, with this insert. Okay, so here's what happens. So your pins would come through the back, and they would stick and protrude through, and then this pink insert on this is a 2000 Volkswagen Golf, so this pink insert would go over that to help push these little spades in, and that's to help hold those metal contacts a little bit tighter when they go onto the mass airflow sensor, right? So it's always interesting to take a look at new designs. Oh, I gotta put this phone down. I don't want to bust this, so hold on a minute. So it's always interesting to take a look at new designs because you can learn a lot. So if you take a look here, obviously Volkswagen found out, the engineers found out this was a big issue. So what they've done is they've rectified it. So if you look at this new plug, that's a stout electrical assembly there. That plastic assembly is pretty stout. So the pins are in there, and what holds these in, they slide up in there, and what holds them in is this is a locking mechanism, this blue thing. So this blue thing, if I want to take these wires out, I would slide this blue thing, retainer, I'd slide this blue retainer to the left, and it would slide over about a 1/4 inch, releasing the pins, right? So I could slide them out the back. The old connector, where the hell did I put it? Okay, so the old connector is the pins hold themselves in. So, and then there's a pink insert that slides over the top to strengthen up these little, I don't know what the hell you'd call them. Let's call them diving boards, right? It's late. Half the videos I do, I sound like I'm smoking crack. Bear with me, man. I'm a single parent. I'm working all day. It's about 11:30 at night, and I work on my car after I get home and cook dinner and put my kid to bed. So usually I'm beat, and I'm trying to figure this thing out. But it's a good time to work. No one's making noise, and it's quiet and peaceful. So if I sound a little stupid sometimes, it's just because I'm tired. So it doesn't mean I don't know what the hell I'm figuring out here. So long story short, go down to Volkswagen, buy yourself an electrical connector. They call it a repair kit. Ironically enough, all it is this plug, right? You'll depin these connectors with a depinning tool, which is in the prior video, and be careful with them. You don't break the wire. Pull them out the back side and do one at a time, or mark them, and then you'll reinsert them. Now they're not going to lock in, so when you push them in, they're going to want to slide back out. They don't lock in until you get all 4 of them in, and you slide this purple connector to the right. That locks them in. So it's a different style locking mechanism in the piece here than what's the old one. You know, what is in the old one. Okay. Now I've noticed something interesting on these, because I know one of these circuits isn't, or one of these holes isn't used, which is, you know, here we go again with some more stupid shit. I'm sorry, I just, you know, I hate designs that are stupid. Take a look at that unused hole, right? That should be plugged. So what's going on? We're going to get humidity, condensation up in here through this unused port, and that's going to cause a problem, right? I don't want that problem. We got all these, you know, little things here to prevent intrusion of water and debris from getting into the goddamn connector, so it doesn't get dirt in there and water and corrode and short out, right? And so lo and behold, you get this new plug, and here it is. You got a hole in it. So what I want you guys to do is grab some of your RTV silicone. I happen to have some here. And take a little bit of that RTV silicone, high temp. I love this red stuff. And bear with me. I'm going to set the phone down. So what we're going to do... Whoops, shit. That's what happens when you don't have 4 hands. Of course, if you had 4 hands, then you'd bitch that you didn't have 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that hole and very carefully, I love the cheese can stuff here, very carefully, not too much, come on baby, just a little bit, I don't want it, there, that's all we need. I just want that hole to not get dirt in it and not get humidity in it. Okay, so I just put a little squirt, don't go nuts, you're going to get all up in the connector and cause problems, right? Just a little bit into that vacant connector hole on the back side. So I can get this to work here. How about we get some light on here? Okay. So you can see what I've done. Filled that in with a little bit of RTV, high temp. Let's look inside here. Looks good. I didn't get it all up inside the fitting. Just a little bit in the back side. And real carefully, you gotta be careful with these wires because they are not the thickest. Nice and easy. Also, it wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of dielectric grease, which I've done already on here. And then slide this in. Now remember what I was saying in the last video. Pull it out a little bit, right? And then clean up of your mess. My brand new plug. Alright. How's that look? That look good? You know, I've been running this thing, and it's not limp mode. I'm going to call it wimp mode, because according to the forums, the only limp mode you ever get is when you over boost. So what happens here on these things, you get a bad reading from your mass airflow sensor, your computer senses it, and your computer goes into what I call wimp mode with a W. Basically cuts off your, it cuts you down to about 50% of your power, because it's only doing a generic code loop back to the computer, back in through the whole system, so it only gives you, you know, half your power. But you know, I was just kind of to the point with this car where, yeah, I was having issues with it, and I just said, you know, screw it, I'll just run it till it goes into, you know, burns up, you know. But that was about 150,000 miles ago, and I replaced the mass airflow sensor through another code, mass airflow sensor. I'm like, you know what, screw it, it runs, I'm going to drive it. So I've been driving this thing around like grandpa, you know, but then you kind of get used to it, and it's so nice to have the power back, you know. So since I've been going through and fixing stuff up, it's so nice to drive this car again. You know, you can actually pass people when you want to. And hopefully here, when I get done with it, we'll get hopefully up about 180, 200 horsepower without going to town on the pocketbook. I want to try and, you know, do this as best as I can without costing a lot of money, because for me, this car is pretty old, and if I want to spend thousands of dollars, I'll just buy another car. But notwithstanding the fact that I don't really want to do that, I don't mind playing around with this one, because it's kind of like it's a good little car. So anyway, there's your problem solved. So problem solved, mass airflow sensor short to B+. It is in your connector, and now if it's not in your connector, it's in your wiring harness, and if it's in your wiring harness, then, you know, you can have fun with that. That's going to really suck, but I'm going to propose, because I've got so many miles on this thing and I drive it every day, that all these mass airflow sensors being replaced by this dealership. Oh, did I say dealership? Yes, I said dealership. I was charged $450 for a mass airflow sensor once, and it wasn't solving the problem, and they wouldn't give me the old mass airflow sensor and just sent me on my way and said it runs a little better. That's the last time I ever went to a dealership for anything other than parts. And it was probably that. That was on a 98 Jetta, right? So that car, 340,000 miles, and was running in WIMP mode and started having some other issues, and I sold it for $1,000. But this one I'm going to see through. The ALH motor's a little better motor. I don't mind putting time into this thing. I just enjoy this car. It's been reliable. It's been dependable. It lets you know when stuff ain't working. Unlike other cars, you'll have something go out and bam, you're stranded on the highway. But I'm ranting. I love my car. And anyway, hopefully that helps some people out. So if you're getting that mass airflow sensor issue, short to B+, that's probably it. If you're going through mass airflow sensors like a Banshee, it wouldn't surprise me too. Now listen to this. It wouldn't surprise me if that electrical connector, the old one, which is flopping around in there, causing all kinds of issues with the wires bouncing around, it would surprise me one bit if that doesn't cycle the hell out of your mass airflow sensor and cause an issue. So if that were the case, then you would have yourself going through a lot of mass airflow sensors anyway. I know there's a cover on there it's supposed to keep dirt and crap out of there, but you know the humidity is going to get through that hole that I just siliconed, so don't tell me. Anyway, dust is going to get in there too, so that's just an added level of protection. So if you're going through some mass airflow sensors and you're getting some codes and you're getting short to B+, there is probably, in my best guesstimate, 90% of the problems out there related to that. So good luck. Hopefully this helps some people out. I'm out of here. I want to set the timing, but it's too late. I need to go to bed. So tomorrow I'm going to do a video on replacing the timing bolts, because the torque to yield ones you can't reuse. They're crappy, and I'm going to replace them with some OEM standard bolts on the injector pump, and I'm going to use some special washers that are starred so they don't slip. It'll give a better bite when you're setting your timing on your injector pump. So I'll tackle that tomorrow unless something catastrophic comes up and sidetracks me. But and then I got to do the IQ. I got to set the injection quantity. So I'm almost there. I'm almost there where I can start playing around with the turbo and messing around with boosting it up to 20 pounds and see what we get out of this thing. So just want to get all the other bugs out of the system. All right, I'm talking too much. Have a good night. Over and out.